Well, good morning. It's now 7:15 on the morning of Thursday the 7th of May. It's a polling day here in the UK. I'm Andy and this is my allotment. Not done any films for a while because, to be honest, not a lot's been going on. I'll show you later what's been taking all my time over the last 3 weeks, but first of all I'll give you a quick spin around the plot and show you what's happening. Now, last time I did a video I was talking about waiting for some compost to arrive. It has arrived. It's a small bale, 500 litres of compost, which cost me just about £44. I've used some of it already on some of the beds that I'd covered over before to bulk them up a little bit, but as you'll see, I've been quite busy with other things. Now, one thing I wanted to show you as well today is, if you remember, I was putting down this black plastic all over my allotment, not black plastic but weed fabric, to hold back the weeds. And if you look at the weeds next to it, you can see that that's what it would look like if I hadn't put this down. So I'm actually quite pleased that I did, because otherwise I'd be spending all my time cutting that grass. But this grass is mostly on the path. There is a bit that's not on the path and it's mine, but I'll deal with that when I come to it. Rather than having to deal with the grass that deep all the way over, I think I'm quite happy. Now, this bed is one of the beds that I covered over with weed fabric, and this has now has about 2 inches, 3 inches of this new compost put on top of it. This is the only bed it's happened to so far because I've just been too busy. I've not had a chance to do very much. Square foot gardening bed. Now, these have actually started to grow now. I've got some radish, some turnips coming up, some lettuce are transplanted in. I've got some packed choi coming up here in this corner. And there's also a few weeds, a few bits of grass coming up over there and over there. That's all weeds at the bottom. I just need to get the hoe on that and get rid of those. But overall, very pleased with the performance of this bed. No big nasty weeds coming through. A few bits of couch grass around the edges up here, as you can see. And the chicory is doing absolutely fantastic. I think it's actually going to bolt, so I might harvest that and put something else back in its place. Right, take you to see the broad beans. Yes, it needs weeding. I know there's weeds everywhere, but overall quite pleased with these. Oops. And the crimson flowering broad beans have got crimson flowers as per advertised, and I've got some white flowers over there, so I'll be able to tell which sort is which was worrying me a little bit at the time, but never mind. Okay, down to what was the raspberry bed. As I say, I took half the raspberries out of here at this end, missed a couple, and those at that end haven't really been touched. They really need to be got in and weeded and what have you again, but I just haven't got anywhere to put them at the moment. And on the other side, at the bottom end, there's a lot of grass growing in with the strawberries, but this end is doing fairly well. Lots of little bits of weeds in there, and there's some big spaces where the strawberries haven't survived the winter. But I've got lots more strawberries to go, and I'm hoping that I can actually see some flowers on the strawberries down there. So the plan is, with these beds, I'm going to take the strawberry plants out, fill this up with compost, put some weed fabric over the top, cut slits in the top and plant back through it, because that's what I did on this side last year and it worked wonderfully. So the whole thing on both sides there is going to be done. This side here is going to be done as well. These are self-rooting runners from last year, so I've left them alone. Again, they're going to get shifted, lifted and covered and then replanted. And the same is going to happen on this side when I eventually get rid of all the raspberries and blackberries that are in there. Not sure how long that's going to take, but it's on the list to do. Fruit. As you can see, the soft fruit here is doing absolutely fantastic. I have got gooseberries coming on nicely. Now, I've got little berries behind the flowers, but I haven't seen the flowers open yet. I'm not sure whether the berries come with the flowers, or whether the flowers open when the berries are attached, or whether I've missed the flowers and they've opened. I don't know. That's gooseberry anyway. Someone knows, please let me know. And these are blackberries. No, they're not. They're black currants. And again, looking absolutely fantastic. And again, I think I missed the flowers on these, but they're looking fantastic. I've got so many on here now. I'm going to be overrun with gooseberries and black currants. And he said blackberries again, black currants this year. Okay, so moving on. Again, look at the currants on that, fantastic. This bed, last 2 cabbages from last year, and the bits of horsetail coming through. Now, the way I do with horsetail, I just simply pull it off when I see it, cut it down as far down as possible, and let it go, and it'll grow again, but it goes eventually. and the comfrey that I was going to move 2 years ago. I still haven't got around to moving it. I'll probably not get around to moving it again this year, to be honest. Okay, this bed again is going to get more compost in it, but nothing as yet. And we have the fruit bed with raspberries transplanted and the grape. Now, I'm not sure if I killed the grape off. Actually, no, I haven't. As you can see there are some buds on the grape. Not very many of them, but I did massacre it back quite dramatically this year. So, not surprised, to be honest, that it's sulking. Now, the other bed, which I haven't weeded for about 2 years, is half weeded still. But again, look at the amount of currants on this. These are white currants at this end, and as you can see, there's fantastic amounts of currants on there. The individual twigs are red currants, as is that one there. It looks like I'm going to have a fantastic harvest again this year. This bed's still empty. The plan is that this is going to be for brassicas this year, because I haven't used it for brassicas last year. So, hopefully, that should be good. Okay, garlic and onions. This end is garlic, the far end is snowball onions, doing wonderfully well. And no matter how well you dig, you always miss some potatoes. I've dug those out over the last couple of days, and as you can see, there's one right in the middle there, which is coming up, and I can see 2 or 3 others as well. There's one over there, and a couple of other places. So they're going to get dug up anyway. Now, to show you, the thing that's been spending all my time on over the last 3-4 weeks, I've got a greenhouse. I think last time I showed you I was starting to prepare the base. That took forever to get the flags laid because the ground was certainly not level. It's certainly not level now either, to be honest. It slopes towards me here, which is a bit of a pain because, as I'll show you in a second, it rained last night and I have guttering on top, and the guttering has got lots of water in at this end. As you walk along towards this end where the drain is, it's dry. So the thing slopes dramatically to the other end. Not sure what I'm going to do with that or how I'm going to do this, but I'll work something out because I don't want the water butt at this end. But I may well have no choice. We shall see. Show you inside it. Absolutely bare empty at the moment because I'm still working on getting it fixed to the ground. I've been struggling with screwing it down into the concrete slabs. I've managed to drill a couple of holes and put some roll plugs in. And so at the moment it's held down loosely in 2 places. One at the top corner and one at the bottom corner. But I'm hoping that this is going to end up being absolutely fantastic once it gets going. The plan is I'm going to put some shelving, racking, whatever you want to call it, along the top and down this side here where I've got flagstones to work from. And on the other side, where there's just barely a lip, what I'm going to do in the middle anyway is fill it with white stone, gravel chippings, whatever you want to call it, so it levels off, because there's no way I was going to level all of that. I'd end up putting God knows how much stuff down. And then the problem was that underneath this is where my old compost pile used to be, so it's quite soft. So over the time, the flags would sink and I'd end up with a very uneven floor with walking on it all the time in the middle. If it starts to sink with chippings, put another bag on. And anyway, down that side I'm going to have my grow bags, whatever. This should hopefully be fine, and I'm hoping for good things from this in here. But well, that's where we stand. Right. Now, I think I showed you last time that I started using my core frame. Still using the core frame. Nothing else has come out of it at the moment. It's everything still in there that was before. It's done its job. On the right hand side at the front there we've got some collies. In the middle at the front we've got some peppers. Looks like I have lost 1 pepper out of the 5 that were in there. And then behind it I've got spinach and lettuce which are doing fantastic. I need to go out. Behind that I've got some onions and 1 tomato in there. The rest are still in the polytunnel, which is going to go because at the moment if I went in there now there'd be 2 or 3 inches of water on the floor. So as soon as the greenhouse is up and running, the polytunnel's going. And then finally, I have got some potatoes coming up. Now, I'd almost given up hope on these. Lots and lots of little weeds in there as well, I'm not sure why. But we now have potatoes coming up. These, I think, were bambinos. But as I said before, the polytunnel got hit by a lot of wind, and the mini freight stands I had everything on got blown over, and I had chitting potatoes everywhere. So these are what I thought were bambinos. So with my first earlies, I put them in on Easter Monday, which was April the 6th, I think it was. So it's a month it's taken for these to come up the show. Now being first earlies, I thought that they'd be up faster. Maybe they're not bambinos, maybe they're not first earlies, I really don't know. But I'm very pleased that we've actually got potatoes coming up now. The rhubarb, I'll show you the rhubarb very quickly before I finish. It's absolutely going mental, absolutely mental. Hope you can see that okay. There are 4 rhubarb plants in there, and doing absolutely fantastically well. Loads and loads of stuff there. We've had about 4 harvests from it already, of about half a dozen sticks each time, so it's doing absolutely brilliantly. I've also brought down some fruit trees. As you can see the other side of the pond there, that's an apple which is leaning out over the top. Lots and lots of blossom. Well, it's been down at the plot now with lots of bees. I'm hoping that's going to help. Then at this side of the rhubarb, I'm just going to get onto the path. That's my shadow. We've got another apple tree which is heavily laden with lovely flowers, not fruit yet. And this is a pear tree. Now I've had this pear tree about 5 years, and so far it has never once flowered. Not a single flower on it. So at the moment it's been badly treated. I mean, as you can see, it's an absolutely bugger all soil. So I'm going to dig all that out, lift it all out, repot it with some much better soil, give it some feed. If it doesn't flower next year, it's going. Actually, it's probably going to go into the orchard, we'll see. And as you can see down there by the side of the rhubarb, I've got lots of horsetail in that bed. I need to get my hands and knees and just basically pull it all out. The rhubarb itself will then sort of hold back any other weeds, but I've got to get in there and do it. I don't have a choice. So, very quick run round my allotment. That's it for now. Thanks for watching. I'll speak to you all next time. Bye for now.